All right, what is going on today, guys? Evan Aldo. I wanted to give you a Bitcoin update. Market has been, obviously really fun. Latest trade setup I put in the Aldo Empire VIP Discord. This nice jump up, really good risk reward ratio. I did take this trade. Is a little bit riskier, especially on a Sunday. That's why I don't usually give the official kind of like call outs on it, but did work really well. And latest kind of bonus right now that I worked out, been waiting a while to get this Halloween bonus trade to win up to 10 grand on Mexi. Really good exchange. Your trading volume does have to be pretty high, but it could rack up. Just don't be careful. Don't lose, especially if you're scalp trading. Don't lose all your money. Use good risk management. Only do this if you know how to trade, for experienced traders only. But really good event. So yeah, big trader, 10 grand bonus. Could be nice. Maybe I'll get it. So yeah, basically what I want to show you guys right here is ultimately what we're looking at. So we're in this range, in this volume area. Our local volume area high is right around here. We're rejecting off it, volume area low down here. If we are to break upward, your technical target potentially could be at 35.6, right at this spiral line up here. Always want to have the confidence. I like that. And that would also kind of be, yeah, I mean, it's generally kind of this channel, the technical target, if you do break out of this channel, 35.6. And when I look at a lot of, the charts, such as the 8-hour money flow still, or the 10-hour, excuse me, money flow still coming up, money flow coming up, VWAP coming up in the 16-hour, it seems like we still got a little bit, at least a little bit more room to go. VWAP coming down in the 2-day, but money flow is coming up. And then when you look at like the weekly, money flow is still strong. We're not really even close to printing that bear div that may potentially happen within, I don't know, next month or so. So we do have that monthly still printing a green dot. So everything still generally pretty, bullish right now. Now, in the very short term, if we do zoom in here, I was, out by the pool doing, doing different things today, but been nice bear div with the money flow starting to come down in the 15-minute. That's pressure down so far. Potentially, we could come down to this. What is this? This is, I believe, an SR point that I was looking at, or some old like volume point right around 34.4. That could actually be a fib level as well if we draw from top to bottom right there. No, not actually. I forget what that is, but was looking at it earlier. I would guess that we could potentially come down to this point, maybe get a nice jump up and continue forward, or be range bound for a little bit. So that's what we have to realize. 10-minute trigger wave to the downside, but keep in mind it is the weekend. We get these trigger waves up. This one gave you a little bit. You could have one that acts like this and just brings you to break upward more here. So ultimately, that's that. I mean, in terms of trying to potentially make this trade, potentially along the top almost, I'd probably, a good stop loss would maybe be below this area, this volume area low. That's not a bad risk reward ratio. If you were to go below the point of control right here, it's at 1.7. I do like the money flow crossover coming into the green right there. Sometimes the best trade is no trade at all, though. Maybe wait till things look a little bit better on the lower time frame. So let's move on a little bit more now. And if you guys want to get updates on that by me and 3 other analysts, check out the Discord down below. And yeah, ultimately on ETH, pretty similar. You've been in that kind of range. If you do break upward from that range, your kind of technical target out of that range would be right back up here. So that's showing a little bit of weakness for ETH. ETH generally keeps kind of bleeding against Bitcoin in this environment, and gold's doing good, but I don't want to I don't want to look at gold. I don't feel like looking at gold right now, but keeps kind of coming down. Maybe we get a jump up. You're hitting I believe you're hitting the 2022 lows almost, so maybe you get a jump up pretty soon. But ETH definitely, this isn't much of a jump up just yet, so we're still showing weakness. And if we look here, maybe ETH just comes back up to 18 something, while Bitcoin goes up to 36.5 or something right there. Short term, money flow coming up on the 2-hour. Things are kind of coming down a little bit on the hourly. If we do lose this area, this point of control right here, potentially we could come back to these lows right there. I mean, you did have the hourly bear div back there, but nothing too bad just yet. And when I look at, like I mentioned on Bitcoin, when I look at some of these time frames, like the 12-hour VWAP coming up, some of these ones, it makes me think we could break up further. And this is, generally kind of a bullish formation, more of a bullish formation in terms of price action right here. And I mean, even if you could even break above, break even higher up to potentially 1900, which I do think is going to be your next kind of major area. We can mess around with a little bit of traditional TA from kind of this area here. If you were to break upward, yeah, I mean, you could be right back close to that 2000 range. So keep that in mind. Large time frames, nothing looks too bad. The weekly, technically not a bullish div, but still a general pretty bullish formation. I know some people like to do it from the wicks from the bullish div. I don't necessarily, because a lot of things would be bullish divs if that is the case. So yeah, that's that. But maybe a trigger wave on the monthly pretty soon. So things are looking kind of good. Things are still looking kind of good. If we look at one last look at some of the lower time frames here, short term, I'd maybe expect you to test this area again. I mean, you are kind of creating higher lows, which is kind of a good bullish sign. So we'll have to definitely see what happens here in terms of a trade. This could, you could try to, Sunday trading always going to be riskier, but you could try to do something probably along this. Yeah, not a bad risk reward ratio there. If you're really trying to get up to these areas, 2-to-1, stop loss below that point of control, below a kind of big area right there. So that could work out more of a swing kind of long based on what we're looking at there. So that may be a good setup. And yeah, ultimately that's that. Been looking at some of these small, debating whether I want to, whether we're going to go, whether I think we're going to go into an altcoin season or not. We may see a little bit. Some of these ones may come back to the dead. AMP looks pretty good with the bullish div on the weekly. Keep in mind, though, it could easily just roll over. But yeah, if you're trying to mess around with some altcoins, AMP could be one, but be very careful. We're starting to see some bear divs. This thing kind of essentially went to zero, but there could be a lot of volatility. So that's pretty much all I got right now for you guys. Smash the like button. Always appreciate you guys. Subscribe to the channel if you are new and want more updates. Check out the Discord. Also check out Mexi down below. We're doing the promo, and Faradesk down below for potentially the Faradesk. You're really good odds of getting a $100 trading bonus. Deposit any amount. Do one futures trade. All right, guys.